Rooftops and Alleys might just be the most fun I've had in a modern parkour game, and it's finally out of early access. Fully launched on PC and now available on consoles as well, it's ready for the gaming world to experience. My name is OneHip, and thanks for clicking on this video. I've been playing Rooftops and Alleys since its early access days in 2024, and seeing how far it's come has been a real highlight for me. For this video, I played the 1.0 release on Steam, and it's wild to think that one person made this game. It's smooth, stylish, and easy to control. So here are my full impressions of the final game. Let's go! Rooftops and Alleys officially hit version 1.0 recently on PC this week as of recording this video, and it's also made its console debut at the same time. And unlike a lot of early access games that lose steam or never quite hit their mark, this one for me stuck the landing. There's another parkour game still in early access called Sora Parkour Pro, but that one leans more into realism and tougher controls. Rooftops and Alleys, by contrast, is much more accessible and vibrant, with clean animated visuals and very fluid movement. New maps, features, and polish have been added since early access, and I'll cover those as we go. Seriously though, props to the solo dev. The game runs beautifully even on max settings, the controls feel natural, and the visual style to me stands out. I could see myself sinking plenty of hours into this one. You can jump into any map or run through a tutorial, which I did to shake off some rust. Movement includes climbing, vaulting, rolls, wall runs, and aerial tricks, and it all flows together really nicely. You sprint with RT or R2 depending on your controller, and you can build adrenaline to activate speed boosts, which are super handy for time trials. There's a dedicated trick menu to help you learn combos, and you can also slide down poles, ride zip lines, and even trigger slow-mo to flex your skills mid-run. There's ragdoll physics for bales, which add just the right amount of chaos without making things too frustrating. You can play the game solo, online, or on a local network. I mostly played solo, but I did dip into online a little as well. The visual style reminds me of Jet Set Radio, with its bold color palette and graffiti splashed across some walls. It gives the world this cool, energetic vibe, and I really dig it. Each of the 6 maps include challenges that earn you feathers, which is the game's currency. You can spend these on clothing, movement trails, accessories like backpacks and headphones, and even customization options for your pigeon companion. There's also a stat tracking progression system for your trick rush and time trial performances, plus a session marker system similar to the EA Skate series to save your best lines or restart an attempt. There's also photo mode and first person view if you want that classic Mirror's Edge feel. But I gotta tell you, it did make me a bit nauseous and I preferred to stay in third person for most of my playthrough. Solo and online both include 2 core challenge modes. Time Trial, where you race to the finish, and Trick Rush, where you rack up as many points as possible before the zone shrinks, kind of like Fortnite. I'm not gonna lie, but Trick Rush really humbled me. I only managed bronze medals, but with some more practice, I'll eventually get gold. One small issue I had occurred a few times where the controller would disconnect mid-combo, which killed my momentum. This also happened while I was sprinting. Let me know if you've run into that as well in the comments. Online sessions were sparse during my time, but now that it's on more platforms, I'm hopeful that we'll see more populated servers. The one session I joined had 2 players, and while they didn't want to do challenges, they were nice enough to say hey with the online server's emote button. Multiplayer modes include tag, capture the flag, trick battle, and free play. I plan to check those out once more players are online. There are 6 maps in Rooftops and Alleys: Steelyard, Construction Site, School District, Sunset Paradise, The Shed, and the new one, Container Ship. If you've played the early access version, the first 5 will feel familiar, but Container Ship brings a fresh vibe with lots of high spots, narrow walkways, and tight turns. This is perfect for sketchy combos and massive bales. And speaking of bales, the metal clanging when you wipe out on Container Ship is unintentionally hilarious. Little touches like that really sell the game for me. The Shed might be my favourite one overall. It's like an indoor parkour heaven with many walls to run along, plenty of low walls to vault over, and platforms to leap across. Reminds me of the kinds of real-world training gyms you'd see in old parkour videos on YouTube. With the 1.0 update, you can now change the time of day and weather directly from the quick menu or options. It's a small addition, but it really lets you tailor the mood of your session. There's also your trusty pigeon companion that I've mentioned a couple of times, which lets you tag hard to reach areas as session markers. You'll need to find a pigeon in each level before you can use it, but they're usually tucked away in fun spots that reward a bit of exploration. It's a clever mechanic and a surprisingly useful one. If you're enjoying this review, thanks for sticking with me. If you're new here, I make retrospectives on classic games like Tony Hawk's Underground, EA's Skate, and Burnout, as well as current games like this one. So if that's your thing, consider subscribing. And if you're liking this review, give it a like so more people can find it. Anyway, back to the review. The soundtrack is a laid-back mix of electronica that complements the flow of movement really well. It never gets in the way, but it keeps you in that zone when you're chaining tricks or chasing the next big line. From what I've read, the tracks were composed by the developer themselves, which, if true, just adds to how impressive this project really is. Seriously, hats off to you if you're watching this. Rooftops and Alleys is one of those rare indie games that nails exactly what it sets out to do. Whether you want to knock out a couple of challenges or just vibe out and free run for an extended period of time, it's incredibly easy to get into and surprisingly hard to put down. Now that it's available on consoles as well as PC, I really hope it finds a wider audience. The online servers were a bit quiet when I played, but as this game is out for a while longer, it should help fix that. Games like this show that you don't need a massive team or a huge budget to make something fun, polished, and genuinely satisfying to control. It's been a long time since we've had a great parkour-focused game. Stora Parkour Pro is cool in its own right, but this is something completely different. More arcadey, more stylish, and more playful. If you've ever enjoyed Mirror's Edge, older Assassin's Creed titles, or even extreme sports games like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, there's a good chance you'll find something to love here. Rooftops and Alleys is now out on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and both the OG Nintendo Switch and the new Nintendo Switch 2. Thanks again for watching. Have you played Rooftops and Alleys? What do you like about it? Drop a comment and let me know. If you'd like to support the channel, consider liking this video, subscribing, and checking out my retrospectives on Burnout, Tony Hawk, and Skate. There are also channel memberships and Ko-fi if you want to support the channel even further. My name is OneHip, and you have a good one. Bye!